Richmond Park. Welcome to Richmond Park, London's largest royal park, a green ocean stretching over 2,500 acres, where history, wildlife, and serenity weave together in one breathtaking landscape. It began nearly 400 years ago, in 1625, when King Charles I, escaping the plague in London, moved his court to Richmond Palace. He enclosed this vast expanse, declaring it a royal hunting ground, and so, the land we know today as Richmond Park was born. But despite its royal origins, this isn't a manicured garden. Step inside and you enter a living wilderness, rolling meadows scattered with ancient oak trees, some over 700 years old, their gnarled branches holding secrets older than many of London's landmarks. In the early morning, mist often clings to the grass, blurring the horizon. Dew sparkles on spider webs strung between the reeds. You hear the soft rustle of wind through bracken, the occasional crack of twigs under hoof, and somewhere in the distance, the deep, resonant call of a stag. Richmond Park is home to over 600 red and fallow deer. They roam freely, descendants of the herds introduced centuries ago for royal hunts. In autumn, the rutting season begins. Males lock antlers in fierce, echoing clashes, vying for dominance. It's a spectacle of raw nature, but also a reminder. These are wild animals, and the park's keep your distance signs are there for good reason. Birdsong fills the air here, skylarks rising like flecks of music in the sky, woodpeckers drumming from deep in the woods, and kestrels hovering patiently before diving for prey. In winter, you might even see the flash of a short-eared owl sweeping low over the grasslands. The ponds and streams host kingfishers with their electric blue feathers, while the Isabella Plantation, a carefully tended garden within the park, bursts each spring into a riot of azaleas and rhododendrons, reflecting in still waters like a painter's dream. Richmond Park is bigger than Central Park in New York, about 3 times the size. It's a national nature reserve and also a European special area of conservation. Today, Richmond Park remains a place of balance, part wild, part protected, part playground for walkers, cyclists, and riders. Early mornings are claimed by joggers and photographers chasing the perfect misty sunrise. Midday brings picnics, children rolling down grassy slopes, and kites dancing in the breeze. So, whether you come for the wildlife, the history, the views, or simply the peace, Richmond Park offers something few places can, a chance to step out of the modern world and into a story still unfolding under the open sky. And as you leave, perhaps you'll carry a little of its wild heart with you until you return. If the main paths are its arteries, then the hidden trails are its capillaries, carrying the life of the park to places where few visitors tread. Along these winding ways, you might find old boundary stones, their inscriptions weathered and lichen-covered, marking lines drawn centuries ago. In shaded hollows, fungi rise like miniature cities after rain, their caps glistening in the soft light. During summer, the meadows are a tapestry of wildflowers, buttercups, oxeye daisies, and purple knapweed swaying gently under the hum of bees. It's a reminder that Richmond Park is not simply a green space, but a refuge for species that have vanished from much of London. Rare beetles find shelter in decaying wood piles, and the park's veteran trees host entire microhabitats in their trunks and branches. People and the park generations have shaped their lives around this landscape. In the 18th century, horse-drawn carriages rolled along the broad avenues, their passengers in silks and hats, catching glimpses of deer in the distance. In the Victorian era, family picnics and amateur naturalists became a common sight, sketching butterflies and pressing flowers into leather-bound books. Today, the park is democratic, welcoming joggers with fitness trackers, families with prams, school groups learning about ecology, and artists capturing a cloud's reflection in a pond. The cycling routes, famous among Londoners, draw both weekend riders and professional athletes. Seasonal shifts. Every season rewrites the park's story. Spring is delicate, the air scented with hawthorn blossom, ducklings following their mothers in neat, wobbly lines across the ponds. Summer is generous, light spilling through oak leaves, grasslands warm beneath bare feet, dragonflies patrolling the water's edge. Autumn is dramatic. The rutting stags, the ground carpeted in gold and copper, fungi sprouting from damp earth. Winter is quiet, the frost tracing patterns on every blade of grass, and the breath of deer rising like steam in the cold morning light. Conservation and care. Maintaining such a vast space is no small feat. Rangers patrol daily, ensuring both visitors and wildlife are safe. Certain grasslands are left unmown to protect ground-nesting birds. Fallen branches are left in place to provide insect habitats. The deer are carefully monitored, and during the rut or calving seasons, extra signage reminds visitors to keep their distance. Volunteers also play a vital role. From litter picking to surveying butterfly populations, they are part of a community effort that ensures Richmond Park's beauty is preserved for future generations. Unexpected encounters. Every visit has the potential for a moment you didn't expect. You might round a corner and come face to face with a heron standing motionless, eyeing the water. You might stumble upon a solitary artist painting under a tree, lost in their canvas. Or perhaps you'll hear the soft beat of a kestrel's wings just overhead, as it tilts and hovers, scanning the ground for movement. Some encounters are quieter. The simple pleasure of a robin perching nearby as you rest on a bench, or the sight of a squirrel bounding through fallen leaves, its tail a plume of silver in the low sun. The park in memory. For many Londoners, Richmond Park is stitched into personal history. It's where engagements have been proposed beneath ancient oaks, where children have learned to ride their first bicycles, and where farewells have been quietly spoken beneath the winter branches. The park is not only a landscape, it's a keeper of moments. Stepping away. And so, when you leave the park, whether at the imposing gates of Richmond, the quiet paths toward Roehampton, or the winding lane into Kingston, there's always that gentle reluctance. A sense that you've stepped out of somewhere slightly apart from time, a place that will carry on in its slow, steady rhythm, waiting for you to return. Richmond Park isn't merely a place to visit, it's a place that, once discovered, becomes part of you, in the way the light falls on the grass, the way the wind moves through the bracken, and the way the deer lift their heads to watch as you pass.